Ho, heyo, and what up? I am not prepared per the usual, but it's whatever because shit happens. Alright, let's see. Are you gonna read it or not? Come on, read the disc. Don't do this to me. Don't do this, PlayStation. And it could not be read. Oh no, how awful. Well, what's awesome, and also not so awesome about last night, no, about tonight, is we were going to talk about balls and sleep. And that's funny because I was going to play Tekken 3 and play the Tekken ball mode. But apparently, something awesome and sucky has happened. My mother has pilfered our copy of Tekken 3, and it is within her things somewhere in her room. So that's awesome that my mom likes to party and get down with that. It's not awesome because I wanted to play Tekken ball tonight. But it's whatever. It's fine. We're going to see if we can get it to read Tekken 5. And if not, I don't know what it is about my games that just want to sit here and just be one with me. Oh, look at that. Thanks for the whole snap. All right, PlayStation, I'm going to put you down. My older consoles just like to hang out in my lap when I play these games. And it's just like, sweetie, you can't. What is that? What is that? That is not Tekken 5. Hold on a minute. What even is this? What even is this? Okay. Well, either way, that seems to have worked. So, welcome to Ask Dr. MyKo. And it excites simply because reasons. Ooh. There we go. Let's see. Mic needs to be up a little bit, it seems. Properties. Alright, that's where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Love this shit. Nice. Quite nice. Alright. Games used to be so simple back then. Alright, if that's my audio, we're gonna turn that down right there. Why is it? Let's stop audio on then. Boop, do that. Perfect. There we go. So unfortunately, we will not be playing Tekken Ball tonight, even though I really, really wanted to. But what we are going to do is we are going to talk about sleep. Insomnia, hypersomnia, all them good fixins'. So, insomnia is actually one of the symptoms of many mental health disorders. But it is the one that's most prominent because we need fucking sleep. And when we don't get fucking sleep, we are completely different people. And need a little something. Just to kind of feel normal, right? So when someone comes to me and says that they cannot sleep, that tells me one of two things. Either they've got some severe anxiety going on, or they just have very poor sleep hygiene, right? So sleep hygiene is essentially your practices when you sleep. All right, let's just fight some people. This is taking way too long. I don't even remember how to play this game, but whatever.
The King of Iron Fist Tournament 5.
Yin Chao Yu, where you at, girl? Yeah. So sleep hygiene, basically, what you do in order to prepare for sleep. It's just like personal hygiene. It's like whether you wash your ass or not, right? So with sleep hygiene, it's more so, am I setting myself a consistent bedtime? Now, granted, when I go down this list of things for sleep hygiene, you're gonna be like, Dr. MyKo, what the fuck? I mean, that seems too simple. But sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes the answers to our problems is simple things, but with the right amount of consistency. So, sleep hygiene, starting with, do you have a consistent bedtime? Meaning, and when I say consistent, I mean, do you go to bed at the same time, around-ish the same time every night? And that also plays into, how many hours do you get? So, for me, and a lot of my viewers already know, that at 10 p.m. every weeknight, my Google yells at my ass, he said, get off your ass and take your ass to bed. Because if I don't get off my ass at 10 p.m., and start with my bedtime routine, which is another part of sleep hygiene. If I don't get off my ass and start my bedtime routine, I am essentially already fucked before I even get up in the morning. So, having a consistent bedtime is important simply because it puts our body in like a circadian rhythm of, okay, I need to get tired at this time. Okay, this is Okay, this is, wind down time and so on and so forth. So, having a consistent bedtime is step one in sleep hygiene. And not necessarily, when you start implementing new behaviors, life is going to fuck with you. Shit is going to happen. So, just kind of be on the lookout for that and stay as consistent as possible. And don't give up in like the first 4 days or first week of it, right? Simply because it takes approximately 22 days to form a habit. And so if you successfully do it 22 days in a row, by the 23rd day, you in the pattern, you in there like swimwear, and it takes a lot less energy and resistance fighting to do what you want to do. So consistent bedtime, step one. Now, I mentioned a bedtime routine because sometimes we can, go to bed at a particular time, but our brain is just like, nah, we up, we doing things, we out here. So what we need to do is have some form of pattern within our pattern, right? So not only are we training our body to go to sleep at it and get tired at a particular time, we're also giving our body indicators for, that, hey man, this is happening, right? So what you're doing is setting yourself up some ritual, some process that starts off, with a key behavior and ends up with, all right, we're calm, relax, let's get in the bed. For some people, like myself, that means getting up, squaring my pets away, brushing my teeth, washing my face for the night, putting my bonnet on, cutting off all the lights in the house, set my alarms, popping into bed. For other people, it could be, sleepy time tea. It could be taking a nice hot shower. It could be taking a hot bath. It could be, listening to soothing music. It could be meditating. One thing it is not is stimulating your brain all over again. It is not stimulating your brain. And so people that like to lay in their bed and scroll on their phone, watch TV, all of that good stuff, you're stimulating your brain, which means you're winding it back up, not unwinding it. Now, you could, read a nice book. You could, listen to a bedtime story. You could do, like a nice soothing coloring page or coloring book or something like that. Or you could empty your brain. You could empty your brain out via journaling, whether that's on paper, in a journal, in your laptop camera, talking on voice notes, whatever. That's good, Jack. But yeah, so that could be your wind down bedtime routine. The point is to not get your brain overstimulated. So, watching the news, probably not a good idea. Watching an action-packed film 2 hours before bed, probably not a good idea. Once again, scrolling on your phone or just cruising on your computer, probably not a good idea because something about the blue light in our smart devices, in our tech devices, stimulates our brain so that it is up here when at bedtime it needs to start, approaching down here a little bit. So, whatever that wind down routine is, do that also consistently. So bedtime alarm goes off, you get up, you do your thing, and then you back out with, you lay down in the bed. So third part of sleep hygiene is only sleeping in your bed. I mean, granted, doing a nasty counts, but for the most part, if you got insomnia problems, you ain't worried about doing a nasty right now. Only sleep in your bed. Don't watch TV. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't read. Don't eat. Don't do work. Don't do that in the bed. Because essentially what we have to do is train our mind and our body in this rhythm to say, all right, it's time to go to bed. Oh, he just tried to punch me in the ass. Uh-oh, I think my control just got there. It is. Girl, is you gonna move? Girl. He's whooping my ass. But anyway, you're essentially training your mind and your body to get into not only the pattern of going to bed at a particular time, not only a pattern of winding down before bed and getting relaxed enough to sleep, but also we need to associate the bed with sleeping. And if we are scrolling and doing all this extra stuff, girl, why won't you move? I think my controller has died. Yep, my batteries just fell out. Oh, no. Lin Cha, you don't do this. You the homie. Damn. Fisty, bro. So we're trying to associate the bed with sleep. Relax the mind, relax the body, associate with sleep. So that when we get in it, our body's like, oh yeah, shit. Right? So only do that. If you granted, a lot of us are working remotely, a lot of us are working from home, whatnot. And so sometimes you got a big enough bedroom to, split that into kind of an office. Cool. But still, don't do any of that work in your bed. None of that. Get you a chair, get you a desk or whatever. If you must absolutely have a TV in your room and watch it, sit in the chair and watch it. And do it at a designated time. Like 2 hours before bedtime, like I said, stimulating the brain, not a good idea. So, associating the bed with sleep. Last part of sleep hygiene is just kind of making sure, once again, that we are emptying out our thoughts for the day, because a lot of us, carry thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors, anxiety specifically with us, and we don't ever process it. Bedtime is a great time to process it, because not only are we not stuck trying to figure out problems, we are also, putting ourselves in a better position tomorrow to solve them. Because if we go to bed with problems on the brain, then we're going to have unrestful sleep, because while we sleep, our brain is supposed to be essentially, defragmenting our thoughts, defragmenting the day, putting things where it goes, and preparing us to wake to do it all over again the next day. So if it doesn't, fuck you with that. If it doesn't have time to do that, doesn't have time to prepare you to wake up because you've been essentially subconsciously worrying all night, then what else does it have to do, right? You're not gonna get that restful sleep. You're gonna go to bed and feel like you haven't slept. Damn it, he got me. So, emptying your thoughts, whether that be meditation before sleep, whether that be journaling before sleep, talking to your bestie, whatever. Whatever, Jack. We're idiot. Oh, never mind. We'll do. Chrissy Montero. She just as good. So when you have difficulty sleeping, you can have a couple of different difficulties, right? You can either have difficulties falling asleep, difficulties staying asleep, or just, feeling like you've been getting enough rest in general. Stop blocking, you little bitch. So, difficulty falling asleep often comes from, having too busy of a brain. So we just kind of went through bedtime routine stuff to help with that. Typically, I don't recommend like sleep aids, like over-the-counter sleep aids off the bat, like unless it's been pretty severe and you've been not sleeping for like a week. Then I would say, find something non-habit forming or whatnot. Simply because, damn, girl got legs. You about to whip my ass again, though. Girl, just grab him. Why are you afraid? He's about to whip your ass. Yep. So I wouldn't say they're habit forming, so don't try to get anything habit forming. That's just why I recommend like sleepy time tea. Aromatherapy is also helpful, like the smell of lavender, chamomile, or just a really nice smelling candle that's burning in the room with you while you relax for the night or wind down for the night. Like, for instance, I love a good lavender candle, but guess what? I'm allergic. It's terrible. So finding something that helps you relax the body can be helpful as well. I often recommend coupling belly breathing with progressive muscle relaxation. And that's a whole another topic of relaxation that we can get into at some point. But I do recommend like some belly breathing or deep breathing that's not chest-wise to be able to relax your body, because something about belly breathing and, just kind of deep breathing allows our nervous system to kind of get shocked back into balance and say, you know what, let's cool out, let's balance out and see what happens. And so coupling the belly breathing with just kind of going through different muscle groups, tensing and untensing, can physically relax the body, which in turn, affects how relaxed the mind is. Chrissy, come on. So that's one way for difficulties falling asleep. Obviously, medication is another way. If you do go see a primary care physician or a mental health professional about, or a prescribing professional rather, about just something to sleep, you know, make sure that you're aware of side effects. Because one of them that's very common can be grogginess, and if you got shit to do the next day, you're probably going to be having kind of an early bedtime, or at least, you know, your consistent bedtime, but you're going to have to take your medication fairly early for the grogginess to, you know, kind of go away. So, let's see, that's difficulty falling asleep. Well, another kind of technique for difficulties falling asleep is if you lay in the bed and it's like, all right, we're going to try this, and you're not tired, like if you feel wide awake, then get out of the bed, go sit out somewhere, meditate, do something that is still relaxing, but doesn't necessarily, you know, stimulate your brain too much. So then, you know, after a little bit, try it again, right? Try some different breathing techniques, try some progressive muscle relaxation then as well too, and see what happens. Last resort should be sleepy time meds. I personally do use sleepy time meds on occasion, especially if, you know, it is exactly bedtime and all my shit is done and I am not tired and I know I gotta get up, because I get up at 4:50 in the morning. We about to corner you and whip your ass. Hot. So, difficulty staying asleep. That's a different kind of animal, meaning we can fall asleep, but we find ourselves waking up either one or several times. Oh, I kind of wanted to fight Brian. One or several times during the night and not being able to go back to sleep. So, waking up, and this could, you know, come from several different things. You could be waking up from a panic attack in the night. You could be waking up from bad dreams. Your internal clock can just be like, you know what, get up, and you are up. So a couple things. If you are still feeling pretty, you know, groggy or whatnot, then, you know, attempt to stay in the bed, attempt to, you know, relax your body a little bit, and, you know, see if that is helpful. If you don't necessarily wake up groggy, if you wake up like, I'm wide awake, oh my gosh, then I would totally, hold on. Then I would totally, you know, attempt to, you know, do what you got to do, get you some water if need be. Room temperature water is actually a bit better than ice cold, because ice cold tends to wake your senses up, and that's not what we want when we're woken up in the middle of the night. There it is. I really wish the focus would stay off of here. Perfect. But yeah, if you wake up in the middle of the night, cold water will just kind of wake you up. So room temperature water is best, just to kind of, you know, help you feel a bit more comfortable, because you may be waking up because you're dehydrated. You know, a lot of people don't get enough water. Another thing that could be possible to do is, you know, make sure you don't turn a bunch of lights on when you get up in the middle of the night, simply because that can also stimulate the senses. We want to kind of keep the mood chill, keep it relaxed, keep it, you know, it's just like cradling yourself like you're a little kid, right? It's like, well, you know, let's go back to bed, sport. Let's just try this. You probably had a bad dream, you know, really comforting yourself so that you're comfortable enough to go back to sleep. Let's see. Once again, sleepy time tea is helpful if, you know, we've tried several times. Depending on what time you've woken up, you may find it even harder to go back to sleep, because if it's really close to when your alarm goes off, like 2 or 3 hours within, then, you know, making a conscious decision on how you want to spend your time can be helpful, especially if, you know, you're the type of person that doesn't have you time during the week or the day. It's probably a perfect time to take it. Because even though, you know, you may not feel physically rested or physically like you're done sleeping, having that you focus time and, you know, just kind of that inner reflection time can be helpful in just kind of helping you feel refreshed anyway. And plus, there's no better feeling than being the first one up in the house and everybody's just quiet and sleep and shut the fuck up because they're knocked out. It's great. It's great. It's great. I thoroughly enjoy it. That's part of why I wake up at 4 in the morning. One, because I'm a gym nut and I'm one of those crazy people. And two, because it's just so quiet. The animals are quiet, the house is quiet, the streets are quiet, and even no birds out there. Like it's peaceful, it's serene, it's just something that no one can take from you. So that can be helpful. Now, let's talk a little bit about how anxiety connects with sleep, right? So if you are a chronic anxiety sufferer, like I am, couple of things to know about that in sleep. Because we are chronically anxious, our body is stuck in a fight or flight. It doesn't relax, it doesn't take breaks, because we're constantly preparing to react to whatever we're anxious about. And so with that, think about, a fucking caribou being stalked by a jaguar in the woods at night. Think that thing's gonna stop running? No. It's gonna be tired, sure. Is it gonna sleep? No, not while it's being hunted. And that's what anxiety is. It's a constant feeling of being hunted. And so sleep often doesn't come. And so with that, one, obviously, I will, shut up, Christy. Obviously, one, if you're not seeing a therapist, I would definitely recommend seeing a therapist, because although anxiety is a normal part of life, like we learned in our last stream, it's still a manageable part of life. We just got to figure out, what our skills are. So, that man got some long legs. So, see a therapist, see what the underlying things are. That way, when you do get those self-reflection times, it is a bit more beneficial, because now we know what our underlying things are. We know what our top concerns are and what concepts we need to check in for ourselves, so that we can make it better and make it more manageable. Another thing with just chronic anxiety is sometimes we do develop, the best possible coping skills that, seem to help, but just kind of feels like there's something missing. So with that, it's like, I like to tell my clients, it sounds like a lot like you got your sword, you got your coping skills, you know what to do, you know what is effective somewhat. You need a shield. And sometimes that shield is, you guessed it, medication.
Hey, did you hurt yourself?
So sometimes that comes in the form of sleep medication. Sometimes that comes in the form of anti-anxiety medication, which can sedate you and can induce sleep, which is why a lot of them should be taken at night. Oddly enough, that is one of the complaints people have. It's like, it makes me groggy. Well, when are you taking it? 10 a.m. Ha! Talk to your physician about switching it to nighttime dosage and see what they say. Christy, just hit him. Oh my gosh. So if we're constantly stuck in fight or flight, sleep is not going to come easily. That's why especially it's important to pay attention to like bodily things, like how do we experience our anxiety physically. For some people it's increased heart rate, for some people it's an increase or decrease in temperature, drastically, you'll know the difference. Others it's just kind of thought-based and thought-oriented, thoughts are racing. So you couple those with trying to go to sleep, it ain't gonna happen. So for thought-based things, things we already mentioned, emptying your brain before bed can be helpful. Jotting things down, journaling, or just, whatever it gets it from in here to out there. So that's for the thought base. Also, doing some guided imagery can be helpful, because if we can visualize something very relaxing.
Good night.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Double jump. If we can perceive something relaxing or imagine something relaxing, then we are more likely to, perceive the environment as being relaxing and ourselves as being relaxed. So, for the physical stuff, things like I already mentioned too, progressive muscle relaxation is definitely helpful. Mindfulness, using your senses, is helpful, as well as grounding techniques. So mindfulness is essentially the best way and easiest way to be in the moment with yourself. Not in your brain, not outside your body, just in the moment as yourself, noticing what you hear, see, smell, taste, what the air in the room feels like on your skin, noticing your own heartbeat, noticing your weight pressed against the floor, that kind of stuff. Grounding is essentially the same thing, it's just the different techniques that you use, right? Typically with grounding, you couple that with belly breathing. And so it's a way to slow yourself down and slow your thoughts down until they're more manageable. Progressive muscle relaxation, like I mentioned earlier, is going through several muscle groups, tensing and tightening, and then releasing them as you exhale. So that's also a great way to calm those physical symptoms, especially if you couple it with the belly breathing. It is going to slow your heart rate. You may not do it immediately, but if you get into kind of the groove of doing that, yeah, it'll start to serve you a bit better. Let's see, physical, mental, emotional anxiety and situational anxiety are pretty self-explanatory, especially when it comes to sleep, simply because some people just will not rest until things are solved and resolved. I am one of those people. I actually had a lovely episode last night of trying to get something finished and figured out and then trying to relax, but my brain wouldn't allow it because the problem wasn't solved. So sometimes with that, being able to solve a puzzle is helpful. Whether you're a Sudoku person, a puzzle person, a crossword person, whatever, give yourself something that's got a solution that you know you can do, and that'll ease some of those expectations and anxiety before bedtime. Now, I talked earlier about, trying not to stimulate your brain before bed, and you guessed it, puzzles do stimulate your brain. However, if you are functioning with anxiety, like I do, then you're already up here.
Hey, did you hurt yourself?
You felt horrible about that. What did you do? Oh, you're nasty.
Get ready for the next battle.
But yeah, if you're chronically anxious like I am, then you're always functioning up here, anxiety-wise, and so a little brain stimulation is not gonna do it, right? So, especially if it's a thought-locked anxiety, you need a solution, and that is gonna provide the relief you need to do what you gotta do. What the hell? Hot. Sucker. So, let's talk about depression and sleep. So, sleep is, oh my gosh, you are okay. That is not your fault, I promise you. Your way does work. It's just the way that I was doing it wasn't going to work. I love you, Sean. It's not your fault. Besides, I chose to ruminate. You have nothing to do with my rumination. You are not my brain. But no, so depression and sleep. So with depression, we see what we like to call hypersomnia. Hypersomnia is the exact opposite of insomnia. While we're insomnia, we're not sleeping. Hypersomnia, we're sleeping all the time. They're most affectionately called depression naps. And everybody loves to give into a good depression nap, but unfortunately what you're doing is reinforcing and teaching your body, just like teaching it to in mind and body to associate sleep with the bed and bedtime. You're teaching your mind and body that depression naps are the best, and that's how we should do things forever, for all time, and never solve problems and never have a regular sleep schedule. Which kind of feeds into the cycle of depression. Like, I do things that I think will make me feel better. If they don't make me feel better, I feel bad because I don't feel better, and I do the things and I repeat and rinse and repeat. So, depression naps, unfortunately, are bad. However, regulated depression naps are fantastic, simply because we are exerting some control over our symptomology and over our action, as opposed to just involuntarily going along with it and, seeing what happens, basically. So with depression naps, if you are going to take a depression nap, you need to take into account time of day, things you have to do, and your energy level. Simply because, let's back Julia. Simply because those are the different factors. If they fail or fall by the wayside, they're going to make us feel worse and keep us in the pattern. However, if we are responsible with our depression naps, if we set alarms, multiple if you have to. I myself am an 8-alarm gal, and it has to be on 3 separate machines. Set alarms, go into it consciously, not so much roll over, get up, go pee, and then come back to the bed like, dang, these blankets are comfortable. Let me just roll over. Be conscious about it. Be aware about what you're doing. Saying, okay, I feel like I could nap right now, and I'm going to make a conscious choice to nap right now, but I don't want to nap all day. I want to nap for at most an hour. Or if you are a chronic depression napper, I would strongly suggest 45 minutes maximum, because it's going to take you an hour to wake up and get up. So 45 minutes max for a depression nap if you are a chronic depression napper. So with that being said, you set your alarms. You sleep somewhere you wouldn't normally sleep. Okay. Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily say not normally sleep. If you're always, sleeping in your bed, cool. Because if you're training these, regimen behaviors, definitely do that in the bed. However, if you are a chronic depression napper, I would strongly suggest doing it someplace uncomfortable. That way you're more likely to get up. Until you can get back in the habit of saying, all right, these naps aren't really doing it. I've got a little bit more willpower. Naps are for the bed. And then that in itself builds up that, napping and sleeping belongs in the bed strategy. So just like a bedtime routine, have a nap routine, right? Like, all right, this is my time limit. These are my alarms I'm going to set. First wave alarm, second wave alarm, third wave alarm. And have a behavior or activity or something you plan to do when you get up. Because we are more likely to follow through and or get up if we have a behavior attached to it. I don't care if that's go to the bathroom and blow your nose, wash your face, pet the dog, something easy that you're gonna follow through with when you wake up. Girl, if you don't hit this man, about to say. So something you're gonna follow through with. So for me, I'm rarely a napper. Like I might nap on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Once a week, I'm a once a week napper. That's a weird realization to have. But if you are going to nap, if I nap, I set my alarms. I am aware of what I have to do once I get up. Penguins. And when I do get up, I am guaranteed to do something, whether that is, brush my teeth, drink some water, check my animals, whatever. Because that way I'm up and I'm moving with purpose. And that's kind of where depression gets us, right? We get stuck in the rumination and don't get to stay in the purpose too long. Girl, hit him! He's about to kick our ass down. Yeah, so purpose is the difference between a depression nap and just being a complete sloth. So, let's talk about night terrors. Oh, I unplugged my PlayStation. Thick. It's funny, I made a Witcher reference earlier and I kind of look like him today. Fuck. So, let's talk about night terrors and sleep paralysis, yeah? Damn, we were at stage 17. So, night terrors and sleep paralysis, they are, number one, they are real things. Two, they don't stop when you're a kid. They don't just start when you're a kid and you grow out of them. Not a thing. For people that live alone with night terrors, once again, having a ritual or crash kit, something in place to do could be helpful. So if you've woken up from a nightmare and you've noticed, it's like, oh crap, that was scary, whatever. Once again, depending on how groggy you are, how conscious you are, it's going to determine your ability and what you're able to do. So if you are, waking up from a night terror, heart's racing, whatever, you're paranoid, you're scared in your boots, have something that is a consistent in your environment as a go-to. Because a lot of times it's just about kind of grounding in the moment. And it's about feeling like, one, you're real, two, existence is safe, and three, being able to regain some kind of control. I don't know who we want to choose now. Let's try Jin because I'm a... Oh, Asuka because I'm a... My bad. That's her daughter. So, something consistent. So if you keep a blue light on in your hallway when you wake up from a night terror, just to ensure that one, you're not still in it, and two, you can trust your brain in this moment. You go out to your hall and you see, okay, my blue light is on. I know where I am, and all is well. Let's try to get back into it and fall back asleep. You may start to notice some self-calming needs to happen, or just, some self-reassurance. Either way, same thing as kind of like a bedtime ritual. Figure out your crash kit, figure out how to empty your brain, how to reassure your brain, try sleep again. If you have night terrors and you do not live alone, this one's a bit trickier, especially if it's more so with roommates and not a partner. If it's more so with roommates, your roommates should probably need to know that you have night terrors. Because no one likes to be told, bro, you was screaming, this guy is angry that I kicked his ass. Damn, he's angry. They should know, because no one wants to be told, dude, you was screaming in your sleep last night. What the fuck? You scared the whole house. So, you know, common courtesy as well as just kind of making sure safety on your end of things, because also no one likes to be woken up by a wellness check from the cops because they heard weird noises in your room or you were doing weird paranoid shit in your sleep. Now, when it comes to having a partner in your house, obviously let them know as well, especially if they sleep in the bed with you. Let them know what they need to do to kind of ground you in the moment or help you get grounded in the moment. This thing is mad. Fuck, he killed me. So that they can kind of help speed that process along with you a bit faster. So for me, when I have a night terror, I need physical touch. I need pressure on my body to feel better, which is why weighted blankets work for a lot of people. So my partner knows that if I'm waking up, I can't see you, I can't hear you, I probably don't know where I am. Usually it just kind of sounds like I'm gasping for air and freaking out. And so he knows to apply pressure in some way, shape, or form, whether it is a firm, full palm on my back or just an all-on hug and cuddle. Just kind of depends. So figure out what your thing is to kind of help you, you know, get regrounded during your night terror or when you wake up from your night terror. Also teach whoever is in your home, if you do live with people, you know, what to look for when trying to wake you up from a night terror, because sometimes you can't wake up from a night terror. It's a shit. The thing about night terrors, they get through with you when they want to be through with you. Girl, you better not get your ass kicked by this man. Damn it, Christy, come on. Damn it, Christy. Damn it, Christy. But yeah, let them know what it takes to wake you up, simply because some people, it's just like approaching a sleepwalker. You don't really know what to do unless you've been told and briefed on what to do. So again, for me, it's the, you know, physical touch and pressure thing. Sometimes if that doesn't work, on the rare occasion it doesn't, speaking very calmly or loudly can help me as well. You don't want to scare them away. That's the main thing, right? Unless shaking is required, they will tell you if it's required. I don't suggest trying to get rough with people and, you know, forcefully wake them up. Clearly. Sleep paralysis. For some that don't believe it, sleep paralysis is in fact a real thing. It's just something about, you know how I said, like, when we sleep, our brain is defragmenting and preparing us for the next day and all of that good stuff. It's just something about when our brain, you know, kind of goes to, yes, Tiger is too great for me, and I don't know what it is. I've kind of lost the zone. I've started caring more about the game, which sucks because when I don't care, that's when I win. Sleep paralysis is real. Sleep paralysis can look a bit different for everyone. For some people, they are able to not necessarily speak, but make noises with their mouth. For others, they have control over their eyeballs mostly only. Some people can flinch, you know, maybe not exaggerated, but like flinch just enough to get someone's attention, which kind of sucks when you live alone. And so once again, it's about one, seeking kind of help for that so you can see, you know, what options kind of work for you. Because there are a variety of options and I can't possibly go over all of them here. But two, mostly seeing what, once again, grounds you in the moment. Because when we wake up into sleep paralysis, it's very jarring, right? It's just like, holy crap, I can't feel any part of my body. Holy crap, I can't even hear myself think or talk. Holy crap, there is a sleep paralysis demon in my corner. Now, about sleep paralysis demons, memes are funny and all that good stuff is great, but for some hallucinations, they aren't exactly as vivid. It's more so like things you see out of your peripheral that don't exactly have a definitive form or shape, and that's what's so jarring as well, because our brain likes things that make sense. Stop blocking, you bitch! Julia, hit him. Damn! But yeah. So sleep paralysis demons are kind of real, but they're more so peripheral, hallucinatory images. Because again, our brain likes to make sense of things, and if, you know, the garbage can or the hamper over there looks like a gargoyle, then goddamn it, it's a gargoyle. And that's a problem. But it is about grounding yourself. It is about grounding yourself. It is about, what's good, Calvino Drifto? It is about feeling like you have control over your brain in the moment. Simply because a lot of the underlying of a lot of mental health concerns is that we feel like we can't trust our brain, and that is scary, right? I mean, this thing is literally powering our meat suit. If we can't make nice with it, what the fuck are we doing? So, say you wake up and your eyes are open, and you know your limbs are there, you know your torso is there, but you can't move any of them. You guessed it, you might be experiencing sleep paralysis, especially if you've just kind of woken up that way. Sleep paralysis can happen day or night, so it can happen at a nap, it can happen at bedtime, whatever. The thing about it is, once again, we have to try to trust our brain. So we have to have the skill to calm ourselves down enough to put our metaphorical feet on the ground when our physical ones can't be put on the ground. So, with that being said, I don't know if any of you have ever seen The Haunting of Hill House, but there is a great scene in there. One of the characters, she has sleep paralysis. And she deals with it very well, especially, but you get to see it before and after, like when she's doing it by herself versus when she's alone with her partner. And so, you know, you can develop skills too, especially when it comes to grounding and self-talk and all that. You can develop skills to, one, realize what's going on, because that's not hard. We're jarred awake. We just gotta associate that feeling with what to do next, right? So realize what's going on. Okay, I've woken up, I've got sleep paralysis. Realize our physical symptoms first can be helpful for some people. Realizing physical symptoms first looks like, you know, where's my heart rate at? Am I breathing like I want to be breathing? Am I breathing shallow? Am I breathing fast? If so, all right, we need to start working in from out. So let's focus on the breath. Let's focus on getting air in and out of our body. So once we do that, we're gonna try that shit again. Once we do that, then we can move on to like another thing. It's just like it's kind of like reverse progressive muscle relaxation. Once again, working inside from out. So once we get our breathing under control, that's gonna trigger our heart rate to get under control, and then we can start focusing on different parts of the body to move. So if our eyes are something we can move right now, you best start blinking just to kind of, you know, certify that in your mind and be like, you know what? I can blink. I'm all right. I can do that. All right, let's move on to another body part. Starting small is usually helpful. Oh my God, Lynn. You could have had him if you had just kicked when I say kicked. So starting to another small body part could be helpful. Can I tense my jaw? Can I, you know, wiggle my nose? Can I see my nose? Can I angle my eyeballs to see my nose? It's kind of like Kill Bill, you know, wiggle your big toe. Start very small, because those successes is what's going to plug along and trigger the reward center in your brain. That's going to stimulate it enough to be like, oh snap, we are on the fritz. Let me take back control real quick, right? So, starting in with just basic physical stuff, breathing, heart rate, and then working your way out to different muscle groups until you can get bigger, like moving your hand, like wiggling your fingers. I would say working on, you know, voice before those things may yield some negative results. Thanks for the follow, Alejandro. I would say that, you know, trying to work on your voice right away is going to have some negative side effects. simply because it's going to be scary when we fail. So do all those things first. Go through the main muscle groups and stuff first.
Continue.
Yes, I want to continue. I'm going to beat him before I get off here, y'all. I promise.
Lean shout. Get
But
ready
yeah,
for the next
voice should be last. And once you come out of sleep paralysis, now again, we also have to kind of be mindful and keep in mind that we don't get to choose the time limit that we are under sleep paralysis. Only the body and the brain have agreed without us to do that. So if we can, work all that stuff out in 10 minutes, good on you. That means you've practiced long enough to, kind of do something different with your life. It means you've been living with it for quite some time. Stop blocking, bitch. Yeah, but it's probably going to take about, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. So let's not put any extra limitations and expectations on ourselves when we are just trying to, one, feel grounded, feel back in control, and just feel okay. Yes. All right, now let's look this guy's ass. What we got to get out of here. 4. Lane, come on. Come on, Lane. Get him. Get him. Ooh, you bastard. Oh, you dirty fucking bastard. Don't you fucking do it. Lane, hit his ass. No! Alright, we gotta kick his ass for real now, y'all. But if you have any questions about sleep, mental health in general, addiction stuff, because I just got certified as a master addictions counselor last week, or the week before, I can't remember which week it was. But, bitch. Girl. Yes! Anyway, ending that on a good note. If you do have any questions about any of that stuff, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Message me in my Twitch chat because it comes straight to my phone anyway. Yeah, get at me. Good Lord, that took forever. Like, it took forever. Hey, Nev, if you're still watching, put that thing in the chat again about how to rate John, because apparently every time I do it, I suck. And yes, I am a button masher. With Lynn, absolutely, because she's so fucking easy. Hell yeah. Punch you in your wooden dick, ho. But other than that, how's everybody doing tonight? How's everyone doing mental health wise?
You win. Round 2.
Ooh, shit. So while I wait on those answers, next week we are talking about trauma. And if you pay particular attention to my title, it's going to be Trauma Makes Monsters. And we're going to talk more about what the fuck that means. Eat it. I done beat Tiger after all them rounds. I feel invincible. Oh, I'm about to get kicked again, probably. Watch. I'm about to get my ass kicked all over again. Right. Hanging in there like a hubcap in the wrestling. I hear that. My Monday did not start off as I wanted it to, but we back on track. We talking to y'all. We having a good time. It is what it motherfucking is. Lynn, hit his ass. Stop always rolling. Hit him again. Yeah, hit him again. Clearly he makes me mad. Oh, Lord.
Round 2. Fight.
Bitch. We both hit each other. Word. Lynn, just hit his ass. Thank you. Now hit him again. Yeah. Alright, let's see if he is up and running.
You win. Get ready for next battle.
But I'm not ready for the next battle. I always wanted a coat like Chin's. And I'm not talking about like one of them little kids with the bowler shirts with all the dragons and shit on them either. Nah. Hot. Hot. My hymns is not up yet.
You win.
But yeah, my Monday started off pretty slow. Sunday got kind of messed up for me because again, anxiety. So my Monday kind of got off. Like I had great sleep last night. Great sleep. I even woke up with my gentle alarm this morning, and I don't never wake up with that bitch because iPhone upgraded to like that cute little progressive wake up shit, and my brain is like, bitch, no, yell at me, wake me up. Okay. But we woke up with that one this morning and got ready and hit the treadmill to run our mile, and halfway through that mile, we was like, we feel a little woozy. We don't feel too good. I was like, what you mean? We got shit to do today. Oh my God. What you mean we don't feel good today? Like, man, I think we need to power walk for a minute. Power walk? We have never power walked through a mile. What? We run straight through and go on about our day. But, you know, you gotta listen to your body and shit. So I was like, all right, we'll power walk and shed some water for a minute and see what the fuck going on. My chest hurt, my back hurt, my arms hurt. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then, you know, started to feel a little better, ran the rest of my mile, got to the gym, because it was spin class day, get our bike set up and whatnot, and it maybe 5-10 minutes, and all of a sudden we start feeling winded again. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Right over here embarrassing me in front of the other cyclists and shit, because I'm bougie. I sit in the front. I'm the only person that's in the front with their bike, and people be watching my ass because I'm bougie, and that's fine. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't feel good. I was like, all right, bitch, we not gonna make it to 6:40 today. We gonna have to leave 10 minutes earlier than that or something. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's just make that, put our bike away and clean it off and shit, and then go home. I got home, I was like, I can't believe it. I feel like the gym just kicked my ass today. And that don't never happen. It don't never happen. You hear me? So I had to lay down in a quick cat nap. And are you and I was just like, all right. So I'd lay down and just kind of restart my day. So it do be like that. Y'all just ain't never gonna let me do that back kick on y'all. Oh, he is in fact live. Alright, let's try this. Ooh. Boy, get out this corner. Come get these hands. Her little fit is cute. I kind of want that. Did you really just block that kick? Sir, be ended already. I command thee. Damn, stubborn ass.
You win.
Hopefully that'll do it. Hot.
Round one.
I don't think you are, but whatever. Regardless. See, I don't ever think I'm doing it right. But at the same time, how would I know if I'd done it right? That's the thing. Oh my gosh, word! Like, what are you doing to go? with that. Like, are you actually like doing half the shit I said, like with the consistent sleep or whatever? I mean, granted, you got to be a caregiver. I get that, but boundaries are also still a thing. So granddad should, well, it sucks that he's got Alzheimer's because he probably won't know. But like, mm. But hit me up on the Book of Faces. We'll talk a bit more. But other than that, I'll catch y'all later. Peace and chicken grease.